I'm a rocket man. Hey, put in the comments if you know who sung that. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow for more. It's another episode from the Critics Collective. I'm the Dad Panther, Roddy Streamer, content creator, master of none, and we're talking Space Cadet to infinity, and we'll see how this rates and how you feel it rates. Put in the comments. Now, this is a comedy. I want to say it's a rom-com, but it leans more to the comedy side. Came out in 2024. You can watch this on Amazon Prime. I've seen this movie twice. It's an hour and 50 minutes, PG-13. I know by me saying that I watched it twice, tips my hat at where the ratings are going to go after we go through the pros and the cons, the highs and the lows. But I assure you it doesn't. Buckle in. We're about to blast off. Now, this one, IMDb says Rex, a Florida party girl, turns out to be the only hope for NASA's space program after a fluke puts her in training with other candidates who may have better resumes, but don't have her smarts, her heart, and her moxie. This was directed by and written by Liz. Like I said before, I don't know. Maybe I'm just always get the vibes whenever a woman's directing it, because I feel like there is not a level of like feelings or emotion to it. There's a really good translation for me, the guy who grunts like a caveman, to understand kind of what's happening. I don't want to say feelings or emotional wise, but it's for some reason it's you don't have to do much to convey the bigger story, especially whether it's for the characters or for the movie in general. This has Emma Roberts in it, Tom Hopper, which we saw on Umbrella Academy. He's also done some rom-coms as well. I've seen Poppy Lou. Never saw Poppy Lou before. Want to see more. Poppy Lou, if I'm saying her name correctly. Gabrielle Union is in it as well. And I enjoyed, I'm going to stay in order. Let's go with the stuff I didn't like. Stuff I didn't like was, for someone who likes space, I watched because it said space in it. I watch anything that says space. If it has space, I'll watch it. If it's smutty space, I'll watch it. Lovey space, watch it. Blow it up action space, watch it. Comedy space, space balls, watch it. You had me at hello. But I enjoy space, like literally. So when I watch it, it's so hard if it's bullshit, right? Even if it's a comedy, even though I'm like, lens one, lens two, lens one, lens two. I get it. It's not Interstellar. It's not Apollo. It's not this, right? But still, space. Okay, so anyways. NASA's process cannot be like this. Like, we all have to, like, you understand NASA doesn't recruit or get astronauts this way. This is not the process. You know that, right? It's important for me to know that you know that. But I guess the whole idea is just be there for the ride, because it happens so much that it would take away from me, where I'm like, this is not right. This is wrong on so many levels. They went through the hoops on XYZ, and it took away from it. CG, it's not a CG movie. It's not out here to impress you, to show you space, but there is some times where they're going to do some things for whatever resources they have. And if you're one of the ones who say, you know what, that one mission that we all talk about wasn't real, this is one to prove that this is how you would do it if you didn't have much. So I'm just take that for what it is. I guess the other thing about it was the character. They build up the character in a certain way. Very, very smart. She's very smart, has a certain personality to her, a certain moxie. And I feel like though she stays with that, I feel like they get away from her natural ability to be smart. That's just me. I feel like they got away from it, kind of build that up later in some ridiculous ways. The good stuff I liked about it. I thought the jokes were funny. There was a constant joke of Florida man, Florida woman, Florida in general. And from someone who's from Florida, I like to say the jokes were spot on. I wish they would have leaned into it a little bit more, to be honest. I enjoyed the cast. I thought the cast was fun. It didn't feel as much as a money grab. Sometimes you watch a movie, you see certain stars, like, wow, they're in here. Someone had to get paid. We all got to get paid. But it didn't feel that way. It felt like the cast fit the acting was smooth. Sometimes you watch a movie like this and certain people just aren't gelling. There's no chemistry. I felt like there was some chemistry here in a lot of the roles. The friendship role I thought was hilarious. I watched this twice. The reason why I watched this twice is I went through it the first time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for it. I was like, nope, not watching this. And then I went to watch it recently, just like the other day, and I got ready to start it, and I saw the opening bar scene. Not gonna spoil anything. And me and my wife were getting ready to watch it, and she goes, "Well, why are you not gonna watch it?" Like, I picked this, and I know why I picked it because it was space, but and I gave her a short summary without spoiling anything. I'm like, but I don't know if that's cool with you. I watched it again. We watched it again. And I guess maybe in the atmosphere of like watching it with your significant other and realizing it's not space. You're here for a different fucking, storyline. I did enjoy it more. And when I got to the last 20 minutes, that area of the movie was new to me. Made me think about Fast and Furious and where it's going in the franchise. But anyways, yeah, I enjoyed the shot of it. I thought the cast, the assortment, I would say, the co-stars. Yeah, the co-stars would be a fair assessment. They just weren't in it enough. They were there. A lot of the movie, they were there. Once you start to see the players and stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they're there, but they're so one-dimensional. Each one is a trope. Okay, we've done that in movies. We get it. But there's layers to them, right? And there was no layers, unfortunately, for this one. So you shoot right past the Milky Way and you end up going into a black hole of nothingness other than what's given at the surface. And I think if these characters had more personality, I think it would have taken out a lot of some of the other things, which I felt like was like filler for character driven plots. But let's go ahead and rate this. Was it a disaster? Did it launch as we go from 5 to 0 here. Okay. 5 being excellent, 0 being horrible. We're talking Space Cadet. It's on Amazon Prime. Came out 2024, a running time of 1 hour and 50 minutes. And you know how I feel about movies that keep it somewhat short. This was a little too long and it was not believable as far as space goes, but it was a funny cast. It was shot well from what I didn't look at anything saying this has like an editing issue or like stuff was too loud or too quiet. So I felt like that was good. But story wise, it didn't give me much because it just was the glaring thing of you can't be shitting me. There's a scene with a spacewalk. No, there's other scenes where they're training or whatever. I'm like, that's not how people for space programs train, and that's we're not doing that. Or they'll show something, right? I told my wife, I'm like, you see that thing in the background? That's going to be significant. Why? They keep showing it. They're not showing anything else, but they keep showing this because it's I'm going to go ahead and rate this. I'm going to rate this a 1. I'm going to rate it a 1. I wanted to go 2. That outburst I made, that was me looking over at the poster. What I will say, and me and my wife talked about it, we both agreed, I will say that I would have rated this. No, I will say this way. Had we been at Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, or, your local video store called the Critics Collective, and we walked the wall, I would have picked that up 100%. 100%. And I would have watched it, and I wouldn't have been mad at it because it would have been like, and that's the whole thing about if you're a Blockbuster kid, adult, whatever the case is, you watched it and the value was completely different from the value now. Now the value now is it viral? Are they talking about it? Are there big stars in it? There's so much to watch. Did I spend a good almost 2 hours in the right place? So you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. We talked 9 minutes about this movie, and I'm not gonna lie, in my notes, I really thought 5 was the mission. But you know what? A few more orbits and we went ahead and starting to land it, bring her down now. So hit the subscribe button, like, follow for more. You could have been anywhere in the world that you chose to be here. I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, kalika-lika-lao.